Okay, here's the second conversion I did. This is another F45. In this case, I used an Athearn engine with hex flywheels and a dog bone style drivetrain. This is the lowest speed setting, and you can see the engine just doesn't move. Not a problem. You get it to the second speed step, and then it starts to perform. So it needs a little bit more power than the Northwest engine to move along, but it does move slower when it does move. This is an earlier F45 from Athearn. It's probably late 60s, very early 70s. Well, the other one was a very early 70 engine. This has got the metal side trucks. People will say don't use the metal side trucks. But there's nothing wrong with those trucks. It's about, do they make a lot of noise? Typically, they don't. Clean them up, lube them up, and you're not going to have problems with noise from the trucks. The noise is more likely from engines that are not well balanced. Buying a newer Athearn engine, again, it's not quite as good a performer as the other engines, but it's a simpler conversion, I think a cleaner conversion, and the Athearn driveline is a good driveline. I think a better driveline than the Northwest driveline. So again, you can see this one I added an LED headlight. LED headlight is switchable. As I speed the engine up, the engine sound picks up. It's got all the bells and whistles, all the noises, virtually everything that I have in my $225 brand new made in China Athearn. So here again, you're taking a piece of history, piece of railroading history, Athearn railroading history anyway, and turning it into a modern DCC engine. With all the performance that you're going to get out of something that's going to come out of the box for $225 to $300 or more dollars. These engines will also pull. They'll pull very well. They're heavy engines, and they'll pull a lot of cars. And they'll pull heavy cars. And you can see, you really don't hear track noise out of those, what are probably 50-year-old trucks. So you got a nice engine. Good sound. I have not installed the rear brakes, or I'm sorry, the rear light. I'm just not interested in doing it. Doesn't float my boat, so I don't waste my time. I can use it for something else. I can put a light on the top, yard light on the top, or I can add a rear light. You know, maybe someday I'll decide I want a red rear light for the back of this one. But you got your on-off and your headlight. I have that headlight set on with a strobe effect on it. You can change the effects. You can see on the top that I have installed an etched metal plate. It allows the sound to get out of that engine, so you got nice clean sound coming out. So again, a piece of late 60s, early 70s Athearn engine building, made in, everything there is sitting, made in America. You're buying a chip, and away you go. You got an engine that's really every bit as good as something you might pay 2 to 3 times that amount for. These F45s in full DCC with sound do not go cheap. Rarely are you going to see them for less than, you know, $250, $275, unless they've been trashed. And this engine looks like new. Easy to find on eBay. You don't even care if it runs, because you're not going to use the engine anyway. All you want is the trucks, the body, the frame. You're going to gut everything else. Buy yourself a Northwest Shortline engine for $32, or an Athearn, a newer Athearn hex drive engine. Again, I prefer the Athearn hex and dog bone style drivetrain to this Northwest Shortline. I think you get a better balanced drive line. I think you get a more solid drive line. The shafts are available in all kinds of different sizes on eBay. Not hard to find that stuff. So remotoring really isn't a big deal. And you got everything you want from a performance issue. You know, you want performance out of these engines, keep the wheels clean, keep your track train clean, and it's going to run great. You can buy a $225, $300 DCC engine, and if the wheels get dirty and the track gets dirty, it's not going to perform. So there you go. A piece of Athearn railroad history, restored and upgraded to full DCC.